live from the YouTubes. It's Monday, August 14th, and that means it's time for some movie talk, man. I can't wait to talk a little bit of box office today. There's some news. There are all kinds of movies. Well, I guess not too many movies dropping in the next couple of weeks, but enough for us to talk about on this channel. And after a day or two absence from the YouTubes, it feels good to be back. What's up, Flick fans? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here on this Monday. Thanks for hanging out with me. And of course, coming in at kind of the last second, I was planning on this for maybe tomorrow, but I said, you know what? I think we can make Monday work, and we're making Monday work. And I feel like that could be a more convenient day for a lot of people. I know a lot of people are hanging out with us today. I want to say thanks so much for being here. If this is your first time, how you doing? I talk movies and TV shows. If this is your last time, I'm sorry. I apologize for all the stupid things I've said in the past. Listen, man, as always, it's very important that you are in that comment section right now, the live stream comments, and asking away, baby. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever's on your mind. We can talk movies, we can talk TV shows, we can talk anything going on in the world of pop culture, preferably sticking that in that realm. But if you want to talk about, anything beyond that, the channel itself, what's coming out, kind of what we're looking at for the rest of the year, be my guest. And I want to say thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. And of course, as always, very standard and cliche, dropping that like, man. The best thing you do for this channel is dropping the like, dropping the comments. But if you can drop a like on this video, that would be amazing. Would help it out, would push it analytically. And stick around, man. I'm sure there are going to be some fun topics, some cool things to talk about. And I'm going to try my best to get to everybody's question. Now, of course, it's a lot easier if you go the super chat route, but do not feel compelled. Do not feel like you have to do that. We already have one super chat today from my guy, Ian. We're going to get to that. But if you guys want to make sure I get your question answered, that's the best way. And obviously, it helps support the channel. Otherwise, just hang out, man. It's a good day. Good place to hang out. We got some cool movies. Got some cool movies coming out this week. Blue Beetle. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. Strays, I believe, comes out this week. I missed my screening last week, unfortunately. I opted to see Oppenheimer instead of Strays. I should have watched Strays, but you know what? I said I want to take my wife to see Oppenheimer. I want to go see it again on a big IMAX screen, and I did. And you know what? I'm even considering making another Oppenheimer video. That's how strongly I feel about this movie, folks. I'm feeling pretty good about it after seeing it 3 times. And I definitely want to go see it another time in the theater. Maybe something different. Maybe like a Cinemark XD, Dolby Digital. If I can find great Dolby speakers around me, man, I would love to go check it out. I want to see, man, the chat is booming tonight, baby. Booming. Let's see who's in the chat, who's hanging out with us. We've got, Fictional Nerd. Oh, hello. What's up, Fictional Nerd? Jedi Connor, thanks for being here. We got a question already, 1990 Ninja Turtles or 2023 Ninja Turtles. I actually prefer, as a movie, I prefer the new movie. I think it's the best Ninja Turtles movies we've seen. But you know what? I really enjoy the 90s film. It gets a lot of slack. It's like, it's outdated. It's this, it's that. I think it's fun. I went back and rewatched it. That is a fun film. Got a bit of an edge to it, a bit of a darkness to it that I like. Yeah, it's definitely cheesy, but that's part of the charm. That's part of what makes it good. So I'm going to lean the 2023 film, but that would be my 1 and 2 is the 90s movie and or the 90 movie and the 2023 film. But I think Secret of the Ooze, it's not the worst film. I enjoy Secret of the Ooze as well. 80s kid from the 90s. Mutant Mayhem was awesome. Turtle Powerhouse. Riley, y'all don't know. If you knew, Riley's the baby girl. She is almost 2 months old. In 2 days, she'll be 2 months old. My goodness gracious. And she's grown quite a bit. Here's a picture of her from earlier in the day. She's happy and ready to eat, just like her dad. I wish I ate less. But you know what? She's growing, man. Putting on the weight, gaining the pounds. We will make her a fullback, the first female fullback anytime now. She's going to be big enough to be a fullback in the NFL. And I love getting to spend time with her. I love the fact that I get to work from home. It's amazing. Sometimes it makes me sad. Other times I realize that I get to spend all the time in the world with the baby girl, which is amazing. Until she starts going to daycare, then less time, but still time. Man, oh man, we're loving it. Having an amazing time. She is just a bundle of joy until she's hungry, but she takes that from her dad. Let's see who else is in the chat here. Presenting Austin Burke. Nicholas asking, how's everybody doing today? Bucky, Kentucky. Reference to one of my most recent videos. Yes. Move over, Hannah Montana. If you guys would like to call me Bucky, Kentucky, feel free to do that. And I think that's it's interesting. Austin, aka the Tinder Swindler 2.0. Oh no! Don't tell my wife that; she'll believe it. What movie are you looking forward to most next year? Man, oh man, I haven't really fully looked that far ahead. Obviously, if we get beyond the Spider-Verse, that's in the conversation. But I think I'm going to have to kind of give a full scan to all the films coming next year, which I haven't done yet. But if we do get lucky enough to have Beyond the Spider-Verse, definitely that's going to be in my top 3. What are your thoughts on the TJT reviews with the night here? And if you guys missed this movie news, we can just chat about it real quick before I get into the first super chat of the day. If you didn't hear, the NFL player, I believe his name's Michael Orr. It came out that he is actually suing the family, I believe, because they didn't actually adopt him and they just signed some papers saying, we're going to take the money that you should have been earning, but we're going to earn it because we can now legally make all of this money. And I'm sure they made plenty of money. Now, I don't know if this is true. Obviously, he's just kind of, it's brand new, fresh news, and we really only know put out there. But if it is true, not only does it ruin that movie, I think the movie's still really well made, but yeah, if that's the case, that's a sham. But it's also tragic and sad and genuinely heartbreaking if that is the case, that a family would do something like that. And frankly, it's evil. So I hope justice is served, obviously, if that is the case. And it does just, to me, scream like just we're taking advantage of a young kid who didn't really have anywhere else to go, man. I hope that's not the case. That bums me out. Maybe the most upsetting story I've seen in quite some time. Jay Taylor says, did you hear the new Oscars rule? I think it's a terrible new rule. No, Jay Taylor, I did not. Please let me know what this new rule is. I've been with the baby all day, so if this is a new thing, then I don't think I heard about it. Do you think Blue Beetle will be as good as early reviews have hyped it up to be? Ooh, man, I don't know. I'm very nervous about Blue Beetle. I'm very nervous. I'm excited for it, sort of. I'm interested in it, but at the same time, I've just not been able to get as excited as I wanted to be about supposedly the first movie in the brand new DCU. I feel like I should be more excited about it at this point, but I don't think Warner Brothers has done a very good job of marketing it, getting people excited for it. I love the idea behind Blue Beetle. I love the fact that it's embracing the culture. I love the stars. I've always been a big George Lopez fan, so it's cool to see him in a DC movie, right? But I don't know. I see the trailers, the few trailers they've put out and the few marketing spots, TV spots, the occasional tweet they've decided to do. And I'm thinking, why didn't they lean more? And I know James Gunn, he's tweeted about it a few times, but they should be leaning harder into the Blue Beetle marketing, because I don't think it's going to do. Frankly, I think it could bomb at the box office. And I don't want that to be the case, because I think the movie could be decent, but it's just not looking too good for it. So it's a bit of a bummer, but I'm seeing it on Thursday. No screening near me. I'm seeing it on Thursday. Let's see how it is, man. Let's see if it does live up to the expectations or maybe surpass a lot of people's expectations. Hey guys, and I know we said if you don't want to leave a super chat, that's fine, but I do want to focus. We have some super chats that have been left, and I want to get to those. Some great questions. One that was left before the stream even started, and that is Ian Stumbo's media outlet, longtime supporter, subscriber of the channel. By the way, I'm noticing a little bit of a lag on my end. If you guys are having issues with the audio, the visuals, please tell me. Please let me know. Otherwise, we are going to talk about Stumbo Media Outlet, his first question, and I appreciate you being here, my friend. If you had to go, if you had to do something, apologies for not getting to this sooner. But he says, hello, my friend. Watch 65 on Netflix. Gosh, that was bad. Probably a good idea to wait for that on Netflix. I was on my phone a lot. What is your movie reviewing process? Do you have a calendar or a day planner? Hope Riley is still doing great. Take care, buddy. No, you take care. Thank you so much for being here, for being awesome, as always, and asking wonderful questions. Yeah, Riley is amazing. I put the picture up a while ago. She's doing great. She's sleeping now, which means we're sleeping now. But in terms of my movie reviewing process, yeah, I try to stay and I have to credit most of this to my wife. I don't want to give her all the credit because, frankly, I deserve a little bit. Give me 15%. I believe that's what Tony Stark says, or 12%. Give me 12% of the credit. She got me on to the idea of doing a calendar and kind of scheduling everything out. Now, I will admit, when I had the baby, it's been a little less to the exact date or to the exact video, but I try to follow that as much as I can. And actually, A24, and it's hung up kind of on this side of me, so I can't technically show it to you right now. I'll try to get a picture for the next live stream, but A24 sent me a calendar that I absolutely love. It every single month has a different movie from last year, and it represents a lot of their great characters. So I use that calendar to kind of mark the days and mark what kind of movies we're going to cover. And, if not down to the day, then at least plan out my week and kind of where we're going to go with the channel. And I try to stay as on schedule as I can. Now, I am less of a planner. Is that what the Joker says? Yeah, these people, they're scheming. They scheme things. I can't do that as well. I'm working on it. It's one of my many flaws, but my wife got me on the idea of making a calendar. And I truly believe it's helping, and it helps the channel, and it helps me stay on track. And frankly, it helps things operate just a bit better. So I encourage you, if you ever want to start a channel, or if you ever, something that's not necessarily your main focus or your main job, but you want to put content out there, I would say plan things out and schedule things. And even if you don't stick to that fully and abide by that completely, I do believe it's worth your time and effort, because it has helped me a lot. As someone who's a bit more sporadic and a bit more ADD, it does help me quite a bit. But Ian, that's a great question. Like I said, Riley's doing amazing. Thanks for being wonderful and asking about the family. Hope your family's doing well. I hope everything's going great since the nuptials, the wedding. That's amazing. You're living the best life right now, and I truly appreciate you asking all the right questions. So I hope you have an amazing day, Ian, and can't wait to see your next question. All right, so we have, look at this, Exotic Runts with the question. I believe this is the first time Exotic Runts has asked a question, because I genuinely believe I would remember that name. Oppenheimer versus your favorite movie last year, Top Gun. Oh, boy. Which do you like more? It's hard. That's what she said. It's hard, Exotic Runts, because I genuinely believe Top Gun Maverick may be on my list of most rewatchable movies of all time. I have watched it 8 or 9 times at this point, and I'm not tired of it. I could watch it every week for the next 10 weeks. We might be pushing it after that. For the next 10 weeks and not get tired of Top Gun Maverick. Oppenheimer is a very different set of circumstances. It's not made for you to want to rewatch it every week. That's just not the kind of movie that it is. But in terms of filmmaking and for the kind of movie that it is, spectacle, you don't expect it to be a spectacle, but it is, especially on the biggest screen you can possibly watch it on. I am in love with this film. I'm in love with Oppenheimer. I'm in love with Top Gun Maverick, but they're two very different movies. I would say Top Gun Maverick is the more rewatchable film. It's the one that I have a little bit more fun watching, but Oppenheimer, I'm more so enamored by the filmmaking and just the idea of this film couldn't have been made any better. I don't think this could have been made any better than it actually was. I don't picture any other director coming in and doing a better job with Oppenheimer. So, I mean, it's boom, boom. Which one do I love more? I guess I'll go Top Gun Maverick for now, but it's just two completely different set of circumstances. It's a fantastic question, but it's two completely different movies, you know? So maybe one day, and I do plan on sometime very soon, somehow ranking my favorite movies of the decade so far. And it may come down to that very question that you're asking right there. And I'm going to have to answer. And I'm going to have to suck it up, Austin, and answer the darn question. So maybe then I will have the guts to do that. But right now I'm going to chicken out, my friend. And I'm just now getting to the comments of showing the baby, because I showed the baby. Everybody saying, oh, she got such a cute smile. Baby Burke, G. Kobe P, thanks for being in the chat, my friend. Thank you all very much. That's very sweet. Very sweet. She's amazing. She's the bestest. Better than me. She'll be better than me. Will you collab with Perry? I would love to. I've met Perry twice now. Once at the Critics' Choice Awards, and once in Orlando when we did our panel at MegaCon. Both times, she's been the sweetest human being. Both times. I don't know her very well, but I do know that she is charming and warm, and as warm as she is on camera. For me watching her all of those years on Collider and occasionally checking out the channel. So I would love to collab with Perry. Don't know when or how or why, but maybe one day that'll work out. But let me tell you, you get that warmth from watching her videos and really from watching her anywhere she is. It's the same warmth you feel in real life. Just a very kind person. I appreciate that. It's nice to see. And you definitely feel that. My mom hates the Lord of the Rings pranks and cats. My mom hates the Lord of the Rings franchise. We got to get Pranks and Cats mom on here. We got to interview her. What's going on, Mom? Hey, listen, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's fine. But, Mom, what are we doing? It's Lord of the Rings. Come on, Mom. That's okay. That's okay. Your mom may be cooler than the rest of us. We just don't know it yet. That's fine. My mom is, I love my mom. She's amazing. It's hard for her to make it through a movie without falling asleep, which always cracks me up. But when she does finish the films that I recommend, normally she says good things. So that makes me feel good. They just watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and they really loved it. So that's amazing. Austin's a robot. Oh no, did we get the robot sound? Please don't tell me we got the robot sound. Telling you guys, sometimes this internet doesn't work out. It should be working out now, but maybe it's not. Let me know in the comments down below. Preston Review says, hi, Austin. How's it going? It's going. I'm here. Thank you for being here, and I'm doing well. Is that Pay or Wait? Now, is that the Pay or Wait? It's got to be the Pay or Wait, right? Come on now. What are you doing here? You have better things to do. Thank you for being here. I can tell you right now, my live streams are not as entertaining and good as your live streams. I can only hope to be that good. I love Sharana. I love tuning into your live streams. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, you're talking Top Gun Maverick. I love me some Top Gun Maverick. How do you make a movie that rewatchable? A movie that nobody anticipated would be on that level of quality, and a sequel to what a lot of people consider a classic. And this film comes out and it's significantly better than the classic. That's tough to do. Only few movies in my time have done that. Mad Max Fury Road, Blade Runner 2049. Those are films that I can think of off the bat. And then you've got Top Gun Maverick. I can't believe it was as good as it was. I kind of want to watch it tonight. Don't tell my wife that. Still eager for that updated Oppenheimer score, boss man. Oh, come on. You looking forward to that? Well, guess what? I'm looking forward to sitting down and spending time on that review. It's one that I really want to spend time on. It's one that I'm really excited to bring to you guys. So, yeah, the score is going to be interesting, man, because I gave it a 93 the first time. I've updated 3 of my subsection categories to kind of up that. Is it all the way to the top? I don't know. I mean, we know what it's going to round up to. We know it's going to round up to a 5 out of 5. So how close are we? You know, I can't wait to bring that to you.
By the way, we have 69 viewers. I just wanted to point that out because it's a funny number. If you are here right now and you want to drop that like button, you want to hit the thumbs up. You guys know this. If you've seen YouTube before, you know that I'm going to ask you to do that because it does genuinely help this stream. It gets it out there to the peoples, but it also means a lot to me. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Thanks for leaving the comments, and thanks for the 69 viewers. What a number. Why did my wife marry me? Listen, we got some great questions that I can't wait to get to, and I believe we have a couple more super chats that I'm going to have to make my way to. One from Michael. Michael's here. Michael, thanks for being here, my friend. One of my, I consider one of my OGs, someone who's been here for so long, means so much every time I see your face, every time I see your profile pic. Going to see Talk to Me tomorrow. Ooh, this is a big step for me. I only see one straight horror a year. I saw Demeter on Friday and now this. What a semi-double feature. A couple days apart, but semi-double feature. I want to know what you think about Talk to Me. We could, sparking a little conversation here, we could talk about Talk to Me. $5 million this weekend, which was like less than a 20% drop from the previous weekend, and I believe it's weekend number 3 for Talk to Me. What an absolutely awesome box. And I know it's not a ton of money, right? But the budget was teeny tiny. I mean, itsy bitsy budget. And to say that it's already made its budget back would be, I believe, a factual statement. A24 this year, I believe they are in the red, so I can't sit here and say that, but Talk to Me doing as well as it's doing is really nice to see. And you know what? Let's just, let's go on over, Michael. Thanks for the question, obviously. And look at the box office for just a second. See what all these movies are doing. And so a 19% drop from last weekend. And that means Talk to Me has made worldwide $36 million. Now, because Box Office Mojo is so difficult to navigate, I wish I could see the actual budget here. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, but I know for a fact that it has already surpassed its budget with its revenue, and that domestic total at $31 million. That's good, especially when you look at the opening, and the opening was only $10 million. And the fact that it is already, let's see, what are we at now? So 31 domestic and 5 million international, which you don't ever really expect these A24 movies to do gangbusters internationally, but yeah, guys, I think 36 is a great number for Talk to Me. And Michael, I'm glad you're seeing it, especially with it being the type of horror movie that it is. I'm not going to give spoilers away, but I'm sure you've heard about. It's creepy, it's haunting. I'm not going to jump on board with a lot of other people and say, it's the scariest horror movie I've seen in 17 years. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't completely agree with that, but I do love a movie that creeps me out, and Talk to Me is that film, Michael. And let's see, I mean in theaters, and yeah, that's fair. Look, it's hard to, especially for me. God, I hope Cody Leach isn't here. He's going to kill me. I'm not the biggest horror fan. I watch a lot of horror movies, but if you look at when, these movies come out and they make an impact like Talk to Me is, to me, that's the most impressive thing. When a horror movie can come out, have such a low drop, kind of be not the talk of the town, but people are talking about it. That's hard for a horror film to do. So I am more impressed when a horror movie does that than any other genre, because that means that horror movie is either resonating with people or it's really high quality. And that's awesome. I mean, even Insidious this year, I was not a big fan of that film. Frankly, I thought it was, kind of bad. But people were talking about it, and people were watching it, and it did great at the box office. That's impressive for me. So, Michael, thanks for the question. Thanks for the super chat, as always. I want to point out that for some reason it's saying my internet isn't the best right now. Please let me know if it's lagging or if it's making weird noises or if my freaking microphone's working, all of those things. Please let me know. And if it's not working, we're going to get it fixed. We're going to work on it. I'm going to scroll down here and get to some of these questions, normal questions, not super chat questions. Let's see. Speaking of the decade, have you thought about doing a series of videos of best movies throughout the decades? Not the decades, Frankie, but I really want to come out with the best movie of the decade so far. G. Colby P saying, I'm sure Buddy and Perry's cat Dewey would get along. Yeah. Buddy doesn't mind cats. Buddy doesn't like other dogs. Not a big fan of bigger dogs, but he does not mind cats, which is the weirdest thing. Let's see. Brandon says, I got to see Dead Reckoning back in April with Tom Cruise and the producers in the same theater. That's freaking cool, Brandon. The cut I saw was over 3 hours, and much was missing from theaters. Part 2 is going to be outstanding. Yeah, so when you got a movie that long, you got to trim it down just a little bit. And obviously, they didn't trim it down too much because it was still around the 3-hour mark. But over 3 hours, that's a little lengthy for me. But I'm still, I'm very, very excited for part 2. No, it didn't do the best at the box office, but I believe it just cleared 500 million worldwide. So that's definitely good. G. Colby P. Top Gun Maverick is a great sequel to a mediocre 80s film that has a cult following. I don't want to call the original mediocre, G. Colby P., but I'm not, the biggest fan of the original Top Gun. It's pretty good, but I'm not the biggest fan. Let's see. All right, let's get to the next super chat here. We go from Michael, and I think we have another one before this. Yes, we have another one before this. So I'm going to get to Jason's here in just a second. But first, we have Caleb. Caleb, hey, Austin, thoughts on Ready or Not? I watched it for the first time tonight and thought it was so good. Yes, I really enjoy Ready or Not. I really do. And I knew at least the Scream franchise would, be well-directed. I wasn't entirely sure, are they going to take it in a new direction? Is it going to be fresh, this and that? But I knew it would be well-directed because it was from the directors of Ready or Not. And Ready or Not was such a cool movie that resonated with so many people who saw it. Didn't make the biggest dent at the box office, but in terms of pop culture relevance, I see so many memes and images. We're talking an amazing final girl, that image of our main character covered in blood, and the picture of her smoking the cigarette on the steps. I mean, these are images that resonate and have stuck, I believe, in pop culture when it comes to at least the horror genre. So that's a movie, and not full-on horror, but horror, thriller, that kind of genre. So that's a movie that not only made an impact, but it featured a really good cast of characters, a cool premise, and one of the better theatrical experiences of the year. I'm not kidding. I had a freaking blast with Ready or Not. I loved it. I had so much fun with it, and it's definitely one that I recommend watching it with a group of people because of the kind of the game that they're playing and the evil that kind of comes from some of those characters in Ready or Not, man, and just following her around, and an amazing performance, just an amazing movie. And I genuinely had a great time with it. I'm trying to remember my rating. I think I gave it around an 8 out of 10. So it's kind of that level of greatness, but I would say it's a pretty great horror thriller for sure. And you said you watched it for the first... Oh, so you just watched it for the first time. Wow. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. People always ask me, what's a random movie I can watch right now? Ready or Not, I'm just going to have to start adding that to my repertoire because that's a good one to recommend. It's really fun. And it's an easy watch, too. It's not something you have to lock into all the way. But great question, Caleb. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Jason Nelson. Hi, Austin. Is Cabbage Patch Kids the next billion... Oh, wow. Cabbage Patch Kids. Are they working on a Cabbage Patch Kids movie? I got to Google this. I don't know if they are, but I feel like they would be. Cabbage Patch Kids movie. Let's see. I don't know. They may be. Man, wow. What a nostalgia bomb. Cabbage Patch Kids, The Clubhouse. I watched this when I was a kid. Came out in 96. This is a bomb of nostalgia. Oh my God. So I don't think they're working on a Cabbage Patch Kids movie. But when you're talking about the impact that Barbie had and what Barbie is unleashing onto the world, a bomb of nostalgic movies based on toys, I think we're taking the wrong message from this film, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying Barbie was bad. I don't think Barbie was bad, but it's not the type of movie that I watched and I'm like, wow, we're going to have 17 films based on toys from Mattel or from, all these different toy companies. I just don't know if that's, and they're going to do it. Studios are going to do it. They're going to launch their, shared universes, and Barbie's going to get 17 sequels, and they're just not going to be, what they expect them to be, unfortunately. And it kind of stinks that that's the lesson that they're learning. That's the path that they're going down. But it's always the case with a film like this. When Barbie comes out and it dominates at the box office, that's the lesson that they're learning. And frankly, it stinks, but that's what's going to happen. So the Cabbage Patch Kids, I do not believe, is going to be the next billion-dollar movie. And I don't know if any of these movies that they're about to launch into the stratosphere because Barbie did so well, I don't know if any of them are going to cross $1 billion. Barbie just seems like the perfect storm, the perfect combination of memes, and it had Oppenheimer to just kind of go right along with it. Yeah, I just don't know if that's gonna, yeah. But I know you're joking, Jason. That's the Cabbage Patch Movies film. I had Cabbage Patch Kids growing up, so I would like it. But I don't know if any of these movies are making it. It feels like Barbie is a dime a dozen. And I also don't know if Greta Gerwig would come back because her influence as a director, it's a part of the reason why the film was quality. And Cash said a really good thing here. Barbie is awesome, but it should be a one and done thing. I kind of feel the same way. And I don't want to be a stickler. I don't want to be the kind of the guy saying, well, I leave Barbie the way it is, but it did what it needed to do. It did what it needed to do, and it did it well. And it's hard for films to do that on the level of quality that Barbie did. Let's see here. I see this chat from KH. Oppenheimer was horrible. There were maybe 8 other people in the theater with us on a Friday night. I cannot understand why the movie had to be about Robert Downey Jr. I don't think we watched the same movie, KH. Now, it's fine if you thought it was horrible. That's okay. But the movie's not about Robert Downey Jr. So I genuinely, did you go watch like the off-brand version? Like when they do the straight-to-DVD movies based around the films that are in theaters? Because this movie is not about Robert Downey Jr. I think there's a little confusion here. Maybe try to watch the movie again. And I don't know if this was the case, but when I was watching Oppenheimer with my wife the other night, there were some people on their phones. Okay, and I'm not saying you were on your phone, but it sounds like you're confused. So maybe pay a little more attention next time. I'm sorry. But the movie, if you say it's horrible and then don't say the second part, okay. But the movie is not about Robert Downey Jr. So try again. Do a repeat. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. That's my advice to you. Let's see. Pay or Wait says you're coming through fine on my end. Okay, good. It keeps telling me the internet's messing up, but as long as I'm good, y'all, I'm gonna be here for a while. Let's see here. I know Caleb came back in and asked another question. So Caleb, thank you for that. But I do want to get to Mike's real quick. Mike, you asked your question a little bit ago. Ola, good sir. Ola, Mike. Another battle royale. Drunk Star-Lord versus Robot Austin versus an emu. What? Okay, listen. The emu wins every time. Drunk Star-Lord topples over, trips over his feet. He's out. I step on him, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. Listen, I don't want to sound too imposing, but I occasionally lift weights, all right? And if Star-Lord gets drunk, I think I can take it. But Lord help us. An emu is a hard thing to battle, all right? I've seen an emu. They're scary, they're freaky, and they make weird noises. And frankly, I would just run away if I saw an emu. Those things are big too, all right? Do not, don't look down on an emu. You're going to look up at an emu. So frankly, I'm going to say Drunk Star-Lord would fall over, pass out. Robot Austin. Oh, Robot Austin. Oh my God. This changes the whole thing. Jesus Christ. Robot Austin would win because that's not me. And Robot Austin would always win because you've seen Terminator 2. You know what happens. He takes over the world. Come on. Maybe one of these days you'll get to meet him. What TF2 think you are? I don't know what you said just now, But let's get back to the emus because I think this is important. Cash says, I've seen an emu. I have. Let me tell you. Emus are the only ones to have beaten Australia in a war. Headcanon. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's factual, but I believe you. Believe everything you see on the internet, kids. I watched Gran Turismo. 6.5 out of 10. I am watching Gran Turismo tomorrow. So, which means, thank God, no more trailers. I've seen that trailer every day for the last month. Okay, every single day. It's Gran Turismo this and David Harbour that, and man plays video game and races a race car. You know how annoying that's been? Frankly, I think the movie's been marketed pretty well, but that doesn't mean I can be annoyed, all right? I'm excited for the film. No, I'm excited for the trailers to end. It'll be fine. Also, let's be real. Even drunk Chris Pratt can take you because he's also Mario. You know what? You're right. I forgot about the Mario thing. You're right. Drunk Star Wars would beat me, but the emu would beat both of us. You can't take on an emu and win. It's just, you can't do it. Let's see here. was supposed to go see Gran Turismo on my birthday on Thursday, and then they delayed it. Yeah, I know they delayed it, which was a weird thing, but there have been many press screenings or fan screenings for Gran Turismo. There were 2 this weekend and 1 tomorrow in my local Regal, so I'm interested. Also, there was a Regal mystery movie tonight, but I opted to come and join the conversation with you guys. I wanted to talk to you all tonight, so I missed the Regal mystery movie to talk to you all and to help my wife build shelves in our closet. So it's my life. Will you see Strays? Yes, I do plan on seeing Strays. Probably Friday morning to bring a review to you guys on Friday-ish, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that. Let's see here. Thoughts on Tropic Thunder? Southern Mama. Yes, I do occasionally take on a Southern accent because my wife is from Alabama, and then I take on my Eastern Kentucky accent, which is different from a Southern accent, but still silly. G. Colby P. says, thoughts on Tropic Thunder turning 15. I love Tropic Thunder. It is absolutely hilarious. The performances are amazing. Ben Stiller just knows what he's doing behind the camera. And I believe Ben Stiller also did Severance from Apple last year, which was an amazing TV show. So Ben Stiller is a good director and he knows comedy, but he's also showing us that he knows how to direct in general and he can do multiple genres, and that's really cool. So very, very interested to go back and rewatch Tropic Thunder because I haven't seen it in 2 or 3 years. But just thinking about it, last time I saw it, laughed so freaking hard. Such a good movie. I love it. I work part-time at my local movie theater, and all the girls that went to see it were dressed in pink dresses and skirts. I wish all the boys went in suits to see Oppenheimer at my theater. Yes, that is a brilliant. I wish I would have put on a suit to see Oppenheimer. I would have felt more established seeing a movie like that. But yeah, let me tell you, that is a film. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. You're going to soak in some goodness watching that movie. But the Barbie thing, man, I love seeing people dress up for Barbie. That's cool. It tells me movies are back. It tells me it's a communal experience. And that's just the best, especially someone who loves going to the movie theater like you all, like myself. It's amazing. Malcolm Wolf. Hey, Austin, will you be reviewing Spider-Man Lotus? I would love to see your thoughts on it. I have some mixed feelings about it, but overall, it was worth it, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes, and I didn't know a lot about this movie, to be honest with you. I wasn't really paying attention to the scene with all the cool kids talking about Spider-Man Lotus. And then the behind the scenes stuff came out about the director, about some people involved, and that it rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like seeing that. I frankly hate things like that. And so it made me not want to watch the movie and not want to support it in any way. But at the same time, I feel like it's almost my duty, but it's a fan film. So it's like I'm divided. It's like I feel like I need to watch the movie, review it, but then I also feel like, it's a fan film, so I don't know if I am fully obligated to watch it and review it. So what do you all think? I mean, would you be interested if I watched Spider-Man Lotus and reviewed it? And obviously I want to avoid all of the behind the scenes things, but it's hard not to think about that while you're watching the film. And I don't know. I've seen clips on Twitter I'm thinking, I don't know about that, but hey, maybe it's good. So maybe I'll see it. Maybe I'll review it if you all are interested. But it's one of those things where I have to review the movie, and I can't really, I have to separate the two things, one thing over here, the other thing over here, and just focus on the film that I'm watching. And that's a hard thing to do when you see the comments that came out from the people involved with the film. So it's really difficult from that standpoint. But if you guys would like to see me do it, why not, man? I'm a movie critic. I review movies. We'll see if it's actually good. And but I will warn you, if I watch it, I'm going to be honest. So if I do like it, then I like it. But I've seen clips, haven't loved them, to be honest with you. Let's see. Why didn't you review Lincoln Lawyer Season 2? Yeah, frankly, it was one of those things, these last 2 months, raising the baby, she's a newborn, it's very difficult for me to find time to watch TV shows. So I've been very selective about the TV shows that I've watched and really TV shows that I've reviewed. I enjoyed the first season of Lincoln Lawyer, but that's one with the the newborn in the house. That's one that I just didn't really have time to watch. But hopefully, as she gets older and as things get easier, I'll be more in the TV side of things. And I'm more focused on movies right now, just because it's a lot easier for me to do. But we'll get back into television sooner than later. That's for sure. Okay, let's get to this other super chat that I did not get to, and that is from Caleb. And Caleb asks an amazing question. By the way, can I pause? Can I just stop? I'm going to stop you right here. I'm going to stop everybody. Listen, if you guys haven't liked the stream yet, if you want to drop a like, that would be amazing. Hey, if you're here and you're here for the first time, I know I have a Steelers shirt on, so you may not be a fan of the Steelers. Don't let that define me, okay? Actually, it does define me. If you don't like the Steelers, no, I'm just kidding. Don't let that define me. I am very excited for the videos that I'm working on, because here's the thing about not a lot of movies coming out. You have to start thinking a little bit more, and you have to do some things that maybe you're not comfortable with and maybe you haven't done before. And that's part of what I'm doing in August. And I'm working on some really cool videos, some things that I've never done before. So I need your support now more than ever, because I'm scared to put these things out there because they're so different from what I normally do. But we'll keep doing the movie reviews. We'll keep watching TV shows, all of that. But I'm looking forward to, kind of releasing some of these things that I've never done. And of course, if you want to like this video, that would help this stream, man. It really will. Somebody disliked it before I even started. I've made an enemy. Don't know who it is. Sounded like I said an enema. I've made an enema. I don't know who it is. I have no clue. It could be one of you, or it could be my evil twin, or like we talked about earlier, Robot Austin. Maybe he's disliking my stream. Screw you, Robot Austin. You're not me. You can't be me. I bet you can't even tell me what I'm thinking right now. Donuts. God, I love donuts. All right. Super chat. Caleb. Also, I saw a TikTok. I had a Krispy Kreme donut the other day, and I haven't had Krispy Kreme in so long. It was so good. So good. Tonight I had a bacon tomato sandwich with a side of corn, and my wife made a cucumber salad. I'm so boring. What do I do to spice things up? Not in the love life, just in general. What do I do? Do I wake up and work out immediately? Come on. I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy to do that. Let's see here. Also, G. Colby P says, it was Bucky Kentucky, your alter ego. Daggone it, Bucky Kentucky. Distant cousin of Hannah Montana, even though the last names are different. Krispy Kreme or Dunkin'? Oh, come on, 123 Rock fan. It's Krispy Kreme all the way. But I will say Dunkin' has some pretty good coffee. There's some items with Dunkin' that I enjoy. But when we're talking donuts, it's Krispy Kreme all day, baby. Krispy Kreme all day. I plan on hopefully going to the New York Film Festival here. And y'all going to get to follow me around because I'm going to be posting a lot of videos. If I go back to the New York Film Festival, my favorite thing to do, there's a big Krispy Kreme donut shop in Times Square. And it's just there. and the donuts are on the conveyor belts. And you walk in, you get to watch all the donuts go on the conveyor belts. And I'm always thinking, which one am I going to get? Which donut am I going to get? And I want the exact one that I'm watching all the way through. Oh, God. I mean, just come on. And that I'm thinking about it, and I'm salivating. I love food. If there's one thing you should know about me, I love movies. I love football and basketball. Mostly football, maybe even football more than movies. I don't know. I'm a psychopath. But give me food all day long over anything. I love food. To my detriment. I love food. It's actually bad. If I stopped eating as much as I did, I'd probably look good, because I do like to work out. But you know what? I love food more. So food all day long. Let's see here. What's the best donut at Krispy Kreme? Oh my God. You'd be hard pressed to find anything better than a raspberry filled donut. It's hard to find anything better. I've never been a big chocolate donut guy. I love me some chocolate donuts on occasion, but it's always when I have to pick, it's like, you give me a powdered, give me a lemon filled, give me a raspberry filled. The normal cream filled, they're fine. Raspberry filled donuts. When I was in New York, they had a blueberry filled donut, and I ascended above my body, and I watched myself eat it, and I didn't even taste it because my spirit was out of my body, and my soul was gazing upon the donut. It was frankly incredible. Cash says Krispy Kreme donut tier list. Good God. If I did that, that means I would have to try all of them. And I would not be opposed. Don't get me started on donuts, kids. Let's see here. I've been to that Krispy Kreme. The movie nitpicker has been to that Krispy Kreme. That's a world famous Krispy Kreme, and it's so good. Oh my good Heavenly Father. Okay, back to Caleb. Sorry, Caleb. I got a little sidetracked. Saw a TikTok of you saying Forrest Gump is over. I'm sorry. Caleb, I'm sorry. How could you? It's my favorite movie ever. Can you give your full thoughts? One of these days, you know what? This calls for, Caleb, this calls for a Forrest Gump rewatch and a Letterboxd review. That's what this calls for. And I don't think Forrest Gump is bad. I've just never considered it, like when you compare it to other movies that came out that year, when you compare it to other movies in Tom Hanks' filmography, when you compare it to other classic films from that era. I've never thought it measured up to those films. And, looking at Zemeckis and his filmography, I'm just like, I just think as an entity, there's an ant over here. Why is there an ant over here? As an entity, that movie and the concept, and don't get me wrong, pop culture, relevant moments and scenes and iconic imagery and all of that stuff. And nothing wrong with that. I think it's a really good film. I can't call it one of the best movies ever. One of the best movies ever. I can't call it that. And that's just, my thing. I've always felt that way. And there are a couple movies that I feel that way about. Forrest Gump, unfortunately, is one that I feel that way about. But yeah, that calls for a Letterboxd review. That's one of my movies. I always forget. People ask me, what are your overrated movies of all time? And it's hard for me to say, oh, they're overrated, because people love what people love. That's fine. But how about movies that I find just not as good as other people think they are? Right? I guess that's technically overrated. That's the word to use. Yeah, I'm sorry, Caleb. I'm sorry. But that is, I'm very firmly in the camp of Forrest Gump being just a little too celebrated for me. Bradley Pooper. Are you related to Bradley Cooper? Austin, are you part of the Critics' Choice or HCA? Yes, Critics' Choice. I am a part of the Critics' Choice. I went to the Critics' Choice Awards in 2021. I would love to go back. I met Super Bowl winning coach Sean McVay, and we smack talked the Bengals, and it was glorious. Do you think, Spider Guy edits, do you think the Ferris Bueller spinoff will see the light of day by the Cobra Kai writers? I don't know if I want it to. Spider Guy edits. I'm interested in it because Ferris Bueller is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a top 10 all-time movie for me. But at the same time, it's hard to do that because you may just ruin a good thing. You don't want to ruin a good thing. And Ferris Bueller is a great thing. And the idea of that scares me. I'm also kind of curious about it. So we will see. Caleb, the Core Studio Prisoners is absolutely incredible. So did somebody watch Prisoners in the chat? Did somebody watch Prisoners in the chat? Don't know if I'll be able to find that. But yes, Prisoners is an amazing movie, guys. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Eli, I won't spend too much time on this. Eli says, how are the Steelers looking? I'm a Patriots fan. I'm just going to let the world think that they're not going to be good. That's what I'm going to let the world think. Every year, Steelers going to be last in the division. Hasn't happened since the late 1980s. 1988, I believe, was the last year that the Steelers finished last in their division. But every year, people say they're going to. That's fine. All I will say is, out of training camp, which I have been firmly in tune with, I have seen nothing but good things. I think they had the best draft class in the NFL. I thought their offseason was incredible. I think there are 3 distinct holes on the team. I believe one of those was just filled at inside linebacker. I think there are 2 holes on the team, but I believe at both of those spots, there's good depth. And it all depends on Kenny Pickett. And so far, he's looked great. So, but, don't want to say too much. Want the world to just, want the world to sleep on them because that's what they do. Let's see here. Prisoners is a masterpiece. Yes, Sarthi, I agree. Prisoners is a masterpiece. One of the greatest movies of all time. Denis Villeneuve's absolute masterclass of filmmaking when it comes to the thriller genre. And so, Caleb, I got your super chat last. Let's see who is here next. And the next one is Cash. Hear me out. Let's give Statham. Oh, Cash. Let's give Statham a Meg 3. That's not what I want. Listen, I get it. Some people enjoyed Meg. Some people enjoyed Meg too. I am not one of those people. I am not one of them persons. I wasn't a big fan of the Meg. Nor was I a big fan of the Meg 2. Look, this is a franchise that continues to make money. The fact that Meg 2 made more than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the box office frankly appalls me. It disgusts me. It makes me want to, I don't know, eat a Krispy Kreme donut or something. It's one of those things that just, it enrages me because the first one wasn't that good. Now, I know some people enjoyed it. It's their cup of tea. It's this thing. But to me, the first one's trailer was good. The first movie did not deliver on the promise of what we all thought it would be, which was silliness between Jason Statham and a shark. Now, one thing I will say about the second one, it does deliver on the silliness. But before that, it's an hour and 30 minutes of the most dull, generic, bland, poorly put together, nonsensical series of one-liners that I have seen on a big screen in years. Now, Cash, I'm sounding a little mean. Look, I know you probably enjoyed it. That's fine. I think we may get a Meg 3. I think that's going to see the light of day because I think that the second one's doing well enough at the box office. Now, is it going to, I heard the budget's kind of crazy, right? Is it going to make that much money? I don't know, but it's doing well. Okay, so somebody said it was going to make more than The Flash. That is insane to me. But people love Jason Statham. People love big sharks. I don't think it delivers on that, but the premise of it is interesting. So I don't want to make 3, Cash, but you may just get what you want. And that's okay because it gives me another chance to go and hopefully see Jason Statham prove me wrong because he's done it in the past. But the Meg 2 sucks. Sorry, it was so bad. I hated it. I wanted to walk out, but I didn't. I gave it a chance. Cash, I hope you get what you want, my friend. I really do. Actor swap. Statham's Equalizer 2 or Denzel's Meg 2. I'm going to shock you here. I think I'm going to go Statham's Equalizer 2. And you may tell me, Austin, what about Denzel's Meg 2? But part of the magic of the Meg franchise is it's Jason Statham versus a shark. Denzel is amazing. He's a way better actor than Jason Statham. But that takes away from the magic of Jason Statham versus a shark. Denzel Washington, while a way better actor, I don't know if there's as much magic when it comes to Denzel Washington versus a shark. So, I'm going to shock you. I know a lot of people expected me to say Denzel's Meg 2. I'm going to go Statham's Equalizer 2. Not only because Statham is already a good action star, great action star, actually, but Equalizer 2 was a bit of a step down from Equalizer 1, so it's not like it can get any worse. Maybe that would make it a little bit more interesting. I would actually like to see Statham in the Equalizer franchise. That would be kind of cool. Make him a villain in the franchise. But I believe, and sorry I keep scratching my nose. For some reason, when I talk for a long time, my nose itches. Sean Chandler told me the same thing. We shared that bond. That was a good day when we told each other that very random fact about ourselves. I'm going to go Statham's Equalizer 2. I think that would be a little more interesting. Mike says Denzel would deliver a speech shaming the shark into defeat. That would either be the best thing ever or a lot more boring than what we already got in the Meg 2. That is awesome. Cash, as always, a blast answering your super chats. I know Dune 2 is coming. Will it be 3 films? Euro cheese. Not my cheese. Your cheese. I hope so. Euro cheese. Here's what I'm going to say. There was a quote from Denis Villeneuve that came out a couple of weeks ago. And it basically talked about, and actually I don't know if it was Denis, maybe it was the cinematographer, but it talked about how Dune was Dean. What's Dean? James Dean? It talked about how Dune was supposed to be, a 3-movie franchise. And that was news to me. I thought this was just going to be Dune 1 and Dune 2. And the first one didn't do that well at the box office. It dropped on HBO Max around the same time. Didn't do that well at the box office. So, are they even going to be able to greenlight a Dune 3? But if Dune 2 comes out, does okay at the box office, and then wins 4 or 5 Oscars, yeah, we're going to get a Dune 3. And so I love the idea of there being another Dune on top of Dune 2. And just knowing what the book entails, and this is can you see the flood damage? Can you see the flood damage? You guys remember how it flooded in my basement? You can see how the pages have bent just a little bit. It took a little bit of damage when the house flooded. This book tells me that a 3-movie franchise, and headcanon says Dune Messiah 2027-ish, would work. And capitalizing on what the first one did, completing the book with Dune 2, and then moving into Dune Messiah as the 3rd film, to me, is an amazing route. It's an amazing route. I would love to see it. Absolutely love it. So I hope they do it. I hope they greenlight it. Warner Brothers, please greenlight Dune 3. Let's see if Dune 2 lives up to all of the hype. And, it's one of those things that they're never going to make the most money, but they're always going to be quality movies if Denis Villeneuve's your director. Maybe boring, maybe slow, may not work, but it's always going to be quality filmmaking with Denis Villeneuve. So bring him back for the 3rd film. It's a win for me. So Eurocheese, thanks for the super chat. We've got another one here, and let me tell you, this may be the question of the day. Sharknado, this is a super chat. Thank you for your support. Thanks for the help on the channel. But more importantly, thank you for this question. Sharknado versus Meg. Which franchise wins? Well, it depends on what you're asking. Are you asking which franchise is better? As much as I do not like the Meg movies, I don't think they're good. I do think the first one has a little bit of quality. Just an easy bit of quality. So that already tells me that's already more than the Sharknado franchise. The Sharknado franchise is horrible. It's horrible, but there's a caveat here. Sharknado is a lot more fun than Meg. So while Meg 2 has better filmmaking and probably a better script, all this stuff, Sharknado has a little bit more fun to it, a little bit more spunk, a little bit of oomph, right? And that's kind of what they're going for. So if I had to choose which franchise I'm going to go watch right now, I'm going to watch Sharknado because Meg kind of bores me, to be honest with you. So yeah, I think I'm going to choose Sharknado. That's going to surprise a lot of people. I think the Meg movies are better, but I'm going to choose which one I'm going to have more fun with. And so I'm going Sharknado all day long. Yeah, there you go. I bet you weren't expecting that answer. Damon with the super chat, and we're on a roll with the super chats, man. I want to say thanks again, seriously, to everybody who's supporting the channel. You know, it means a lot. And just know that every ounce of what you all do for this channel goes back into the channel 100%. Or it goes into a pop figure too. No, I actually haven't bought a pop figure in like a month. I'm shaking. It's an addiction, man. It's you buy one and you want to buy another one, and you want to have the whole thing, and you get one Infinity Stone Avenger, and then you got to get 3 more, and then there's 2 more over there, and there's still 2 more that I haven't bought, and it's eating me alive. It's an addiction. Don't ever do it. Damon says, have you seen the Adam Eve Invincible special? Crazy enough, Damon. Crazy enough. I love Invincible. It's awesome. And I recall this coming out a couple of weeks back. Still haven't seen it. I saw one clip where she's fighting a bunch of like a gang, a group of people or something, and she's using her powers in a cooler way than I've ever seen Green Lantern use his powers in live action. Like, this animated sequence of Adam Eve is cooler than anything I've ever seen from Green Lantern in live action. Really anything I've ever seen from Green Lantern in animated movies. The animated films have been amazing. I even like the animated Green Lantern spin-off film. I can't remember the name of it, but that was fun. But the way that Adam Eve uses her powers in this one sequence that I saw was so cool. So I need to carve out some time to check out this Adam Eve special because I thought Invincible was amazing, and I cannot wait. I'm salivating for the new season of Invincible. Just fantastic. Yeah, let's see. Someone get Austin and Meg a Funko Pop of Jason Statham and Meg. Oh, no. Well, you know what? I'll take it. If it's a Funko Pop, I'll take it all day long. And honestly, it could be a reminder of my disdain for the Meg 2, but also a beacon of hope for what the Meg 3 could be if it's a good movie. Let's see here. Have you seen Only Murders in the Building Season 3? I have not. I need to get started. I know 2 or 3 episodes have dropped. I need to get started on it. And hopefully by the end of the season, I can have some sort of video, some sort of, at least a YouTube short out to kind of recap my thoughts and give you guys a score on the season. Watch it with the baby. She'll love it. Yes, I have sat the baby down to watch movies with me. Now, I don't know if she knows what's going on. Okay. Now, maybe she does. Maybe secretly she's like Stewie Griffin. She's a genius. I don't know. She could be. But I've sat her down to watch movies. She watched Guardians 3 with me. She was just sitting right next to me, and she likes to sit up straight up, and she sits there and she makes faces. She has no clue what's going on, but I'm proud of her. I'm proud. All that matters is that I'm a proud father. Okay. Let's see. Did you watch The Crowded Room? No, I have not seen The Crowded Room yet. I've heard interesting things about it. Let's see. Cash with the next super chat. Cash, thanks for being here, man. Oh boy. Actor swap. Denzel's Blade Runner. Harrison Ford's Macbeth. Woo! Man. Man. I'm going to say I don't want to see, oh my God, but Denzel's such a good actor. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go Denzel's Blade Runner. I don't want to see anybody else in Macbeth, in the tragedy of Macbeth, because Denzel just, I mean, he was born for that role. He was spectacular in that film. Now, that movie didn't really stay in the zeitgeist. It just kind of faded away over time. And that was really unfortunate. There goes the book. There's a ghost in here. I'm freaked out. You see, Dune was the placeholder. And once you take away Dune, everything falls. So that is a metaphor. I feel like Drax. Yeah, I don't want to see anybody else play that role. Now, as much as I love Harrison Ford and Blade Runner 2049, and as much as I do not want to see a different version of that film, I would be hard-pressed to tell you that, I wouldn't want to see Denzel. No, I want to see Denzel. I want to see Denzel in Blade Runner. I do. So I'm going to go Denzel's Blade Runner. But hesitantly so, because of how much I love Blade Runner. But I do not want to see anybody else tackle what Denzel did in Macbeth. Even though the movie itself didn't stick around like a lot of people expected it to, the performances in that film, the artistry behind that film, and the cinematography were all, frankly, fantastic. Very, very well done movie. And let's see here. Austin, hope you're doing well, bro. When are we getting an updated room tour? Yeah, I would like to do that. That would be cool. I'm actually working on a little portion over there, and you've seen me make some changes over here. I've added the new shelf, and I'm going to start rearranging things. We've got an empty space up here. We've got I got to put the rest of my screenplays and books, and let's see what do we have here. We've got the Tick Tick Boom screenplay. And I have plenty of things like this that I would just love. And these are all kind of the 2020 films. We got The Trial of Chicago 7, the full screenplay. We've got The French Dispatch. I believe this is the screenplay, right? Yes, this is the screenplay for French Dispatch. So we got a lot of really cool things over here, but I have more recent updated screenplays that I'm definitely going to add to the collection and fill everything out, fill the pop figures out, fill the shelves out, finish hanging up my things over there before I do a room tour. But you bet your bottom that you're going to get a new room tour from me. I think that would be so much fun and such a fun video to make. Let's see here. Let me make sure I don't have any other super chats really quick, because we are going to start winding down. I told my wife an hour tonight, and it's an hour and 8 minutes, and I lied to her. And I didn't want to lie to her. Let's see. Will Hyperion be in Loki season 2? Ooh, baby, we're getting deep. We're getting on a deep cuts comics. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. I would like to do some sort of video on Loki too, because there's a lot that could go on in that show that could impact the future of the Marvel Universe in a substantial way, like more than anything that we've seen in this phase or will be in this phase. So I am very, very interested to see who pops up in Loki season 2, but I'm going to save my Loki specific thoughts for a Loki specific video. Will you be seeing the new Indian movie Jailer? Yeah, I keep hearing about that. It really comes down to time for me. I almost didn't see Demeter this weekend because of, babysitting and all of that. I would like to see it, though. I've heard good things. I've had a lot of requests to watch it. And if I do see it, I'd love to get a quick review out for you guys if I do get a chance to see it this week. Gran Turismo tomorrow, though. That one is first. Sarthy says, your brother isn't being serious in your out-of-theater reactions, right? Of course he's being serious. Why wouldn't he be serious? No, you'd have to know my brother. If you use the word serious, my brother would not fall into that category. He is probably the least serious person that I know. He is also he has the best sense of dry humor that I know. And so, yeah, serious and my brother do not belong in the same category remotely. He is a sarcastic troll, if there ever was one, and I love it. That's why we get along. Austin just got back from Heinz Field tour 2 weeks ago. Are you kidding me? What you thinking about the upcoming year? Not confident in the division. Are you kidding me? Tim, it's my dad's name. That's my first name. I'm very jealous. I am very jealous. First of all, I know you're still calling it Heinz Field, technically Acrisure Stadium, but it's Heinz Field. We know it's Heinz Field. I actually have a lot of confidence in this team. Now, it's going to be a rough outing in the division, but I have a lot of confidence in this team. If they can overcome their offensive coordinator, they can do anything. But the question is, can they overcome Matt Canada, who is absolutely dreadful? Is your brother single? Jeffrey, my brother is not single. He has a girlfriend, has had one for a couple of years now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. But when my brother likes somebody, I can tell. He doesn't want me to be able to tell. He's very standoffish, but when he likes somebody, I can tell. And I really think he likes this girl. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. And then Eli says, how old is your brother? Yeah, he is 23. We're 5 years apart. Go around 5 years, close to 5 years apart. So he's 23, I'm 28. He's getting old, man. Makes me sad. Don't tell him, but it makes me sad. I don't want him to know that it makes me sad. Burrow is hurt. Tim says Burrow is hurt. Joe Burrow, the Bengals quarterback. He is hurt. Yeah, good day. That could be good news for us. Come on now, baby. Headcanon says, I think the Steelers will win 8 to 10 games this upcoming year. It's fair. There's a chance they will sneak into the playoffs. But honestly, they seem like the third in the division to me. I'll tell you this. The Steelers won 9 games last year, and frankly, their team was not good. They were not good. They missed their best player for half of the season in TJ Watt, and somehow still won 9 games. This year, an easier schedule, better team significantly on both sides of the ball. Kenny Pickett looks significantly better than he looked last season. Got a full offseason with the whole team. And I believe the best defensive player in the world is healthy. And that's good. Now, can he stay healthy? I don't know. It really does depend on what TJ and Minka do on defense. But if he stays healthy, we're in good shape. I'm going to say 10 or 11 now. And keep in mind, I predicted us to go under 500 last year, and they proved me wrong, man. This team always proves me wrong. Mike Tomlin proves me wrong. You guys don't want to talk about football. I started watching The Boys. That's awesome. It's an amazing show. I got my brother on The Boys. He absolutely loved it. I got my wife to finish The Boys. She absolutely loved it. So big fan of The Boys. Really big fan. What's your most anticipated sequels of September, which include and thank you for including these, Kyle. The Equalizer 3, The Nun 2, Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, A Haunting in Venice, Expendables 4, Saw X, Paw Patrol. Boy, that is a list of just okay sequels, man, I guess Equalizer 3 and Haunting in Venice. That's what I'll say. The new Saw movie, fine. Expendables 2, Expendables 4, fine. Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, I don't care. The Nun 2, I don't care. Paw Patrol 2, I didn't watch the first one. So, maybe Haunting in Venice. We'll see. 6 to 8, not confident. Well, Mike Tomlin's never lost more games than he's won. So, I mean, at least we know they're going to win 9, right? With an easier schedule, they should. I mean, I would think they should. And a better team, and I mean a way better team, and a deeper team, much more depth, better draft, better offseason. Yeah, I don't see 6. 8's fair. 8's fair, but I don't see it. I think they're at least going to win 9. I would love to see you and Sean Chandler do a live stream. That'd be fun, Dragon Movie Guy. It'd be fun. Sean and I, we've done many things together. Took many trips together. And, frankly, Sean's a very good person. And I need to text Sean. I've not texted him in a while. When I had the baby, I just stopped communicating with people. So that would be fun. A little combination live stream. You'd see both of us. You see both of us scratching our noses. Because we both do that for some reason. Oh, Josh says Pitt Steelers will not make the playoffs. Yeah, Josh, just like last year, they wouldn't win over 5. They wouldn't go over 500. Just like the year before, they were going to be the worst team in the division, and they still made the playoffs. Just like the year before that, they were going to be the worst team in the division. They won the division. I just, people say this every season, and it cracks me up. And they're saying it again, and it cracks me up. When the Browns have been the dump truck of the division for 20 years, and the Steelers haven't finished behind the Browns since 1988. So, Browns fans suck on that. I saw the White Bird trailer. I don't know what the White Bird trailer is. I haven't seen that yet. 2010's decade. Rank these. Blade Runner 2049, 1917, Mad Max Fury Road, and Prisoners. Woo! Man. Oh, God. I mean, it's different. It changes. Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah, you're going to make me do it. I'll do it. Fine. But let me go to my Letterboxd because I have all of these movies ranked on my favorite movies of all time list. And frankly, I can't remember my exact ranking right now, so I'm going to have to look at this. Let's see. Lists. Favorite movies. If we could scroll, we might have to do this on the phone. But we gotta be honest here. Favorite movies of all time. And the 4 movies are, let me see this one more time. They are Blade Runner, 1917, Mad Max, Prisoners. Oh my goodness gracious. So the first movie that I have on my list is Prisoners. The second movie I have on my list is Mad Max Fury Road. The third film on my list is 1917, and the fourth movie is Blade Runner. Now keep in mind, all 4 of these films are within like 5 spots of I mean, they're all within my top 30 movies of all time. But if I had to give you an answer right now, I would just base it off that list because it's so hard, man. It's like picking, I always used to say, it's like picking your favorite children. And now I'm actually a dad. And I don't think if I had to choose between Riley and if I had another kid and whoever that other kid is, now that I know the love that I have for one, I know I would have that same love for another. I don't think I could do it. And so asking me to rank 4 of my favorite movies of all time, it's hard for me to pick an order and stick to that order. So right now, that's my order. But you ask me tomorrow, it could be something, it could be something different. Yeah, Prisoners for me would be number 1. And 2049, it's not too far behind 1917, just a couple of spots. So all 4 spectacular films. I will never underestimate the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, but the AFC is absolutely insane right now. Yeah, the AFC is ridiculously tough. Although I do think some of these teams, like I think Miami's going to fall off a little bit this year. I think people are overrating the Browns, to be honest with you. The Ravens will be good. I don't know if they're going to be as good as people say. I think them and the Steelers are in the exact same tier right now of teams. They could end up being better than the Steelers, but I think in terms of especially depth, man, Pittsburgh has better depth than anybody in the division right now at numerous positions. It's ridiculous. Now I say that injuries hit, you never know what happened. I mean, TJ Watt threw off our whole season last year until we still won 9 games. Prisoners, number 1 out of those 4. Yeah, it's hard to go against Prisoners, especially now that I am a father. I watch a movie like Prisoners and it hits me so much harder than it did before on another level. And that doesn't change the quality. The quality's always been that good, but on another level of emotional impact, a movie like Prisoners. So yes, Prisoners is my number 1, but they're all 4 just spectacular. Chico BP, what's a movie a lot of people are excited for that you didn't care about? For me, you don't care about. For me, it's Rebel Moon because Snyder has more misses than hits. I only like 3 of his films. Yeah, Rebel Moon, I mean, I'm excited for it. I actually like Zack Snyder quite a bit, but I'm never like super pumped for one of his movies. I'm just like, all right, let's see what he brings. Poor Things, the Yorgos Lanthimos film. I love Yorgos Lanthimos. I think the trailer's weird, interesting, weird. interesting, but I knew it would be weird. So I can't say, it's unexpectedly weird. No, I knew it would be weird. But it's just, for some reason, I'm not overly enthused about it. I just can't get super on board with it. I'm like, I think it could be good. It's the names. It's the names for me. Yorgos Lanthimos, Stone, Ruffalo, the best actors, some of the best actors in the business, Defoe. But then I see the trailer and I'm like, I'm not overly excited about it. So that's probably my answer. That's a movie that, it's not that I don't care about it. I think it could be really good, but I'm not super enthused. So we'll have to see. It is playing at the New York Film Festival, and if I go, well, then I'll see it. So hopefully it surprises me. All right, guys. I think we have one more super chat that I haven't gotten to yet, and that's from Damon. And Damon, if this is indeed the last super chat, first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone. We have 85 likes. Let's get that puppy up to 100 likes. All right? If we get 100 likes, I don't know what I'll do, but it'll be awesome. All right? But seriously, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being awesome. Barring any more super chats, so if we get another super chat, then we'll keep going. Barring any more super chats, I'm going to take Damon's question. It'll be the last question of the day. I swear this time, it flies by. It flies by every time. Don't know how it's been an hour and 20 minutes. I have no clue. Feels like it's been 30 minutes, but we're here. Animated MCU or MCU Phase 4 with the original pre-COVID timeline. Ooh. So I have to choose between the two. Man. I don't know. I'm going to go. Well, see, but the pre-COVID timeline, we still would have gotten the same movies that we've gotten. We would have just gotten more movies on top of that, and like Blade and all of these. So, yeah, I guess I'll go the original pre-COVID timeline. I just think I'm more excited, or I was more excited when that was announced, and these projects get pushed back, and we're not getting this, and we're not getting that, and now we're getting this, and when are we getting Blade? Like, what is going on with Blade? Mahershala Ali comes out on stage, and you kind of waste him? He's just kind of wasted? Because it's starting to look like we're not going to get Blade, and that's crazy to me. You're going to waste that type of talent, and they can't find the writers, and it's been a disaster. So I wanted to see that timeline play out. We still would have gotten the same movies. We would have gotten Love and Thunder. We would have gotten Multiverse of Madness. So people wouldn't have been happy regardless. But maybe some of these extra films would have made it work more for some people. But we're coming off of Guardians. I'm happy right now because we're coming off of Oh, wait, no, Secret Invasion. I always forget about Secret Invasion. Never mind. That show was a bust. You're making me mad. That's okay. Good question, David, as always. TV show rankings. Lost, Fringe. Wow. I haven't seen Fringe, so I can't answer the Fringe part. BSG. Now, what am I not thinking about? BSG. Big stinking guillotine. What's BSG? I'm sorry. My brain's scrambled right now, so somebody's going to have to tell me what BSG is. Because at first I saw that and I'm like, oh, Better Call Saul. I'm like, no, BSG. Big silly goose. So let's talk Lost and Dark right now. For me, Lost was a show that kind of changed television. It was one where people tuned in every single week, every single month, and they were locked in at what in the world this reveal was going to entail and what the answers were going to be for the questions. And it was so cool because I joined the Lost weekly watch party late in the game. I caught up on Lost late in the game, but I got there in time to watch the finale with everyone, and it was, some people were disappointed in the way it wrapped up, but it was just a cool experience because, now we get television and it's not a communal experience anymore. I think WandaVision was kind of that, but Dark just drops the whole season. So it's not as much of an experience as Lost. That being said, Dark is one of the most intricate, well put together, original TV shows I've ever seen. It's sci-fi, it's a thriller, it's a horror, it's a drama. It's an incredible German television show that created a world and characters and timelines and older versions, younger versions, and just so many things that I was enamored by. I was in awe by. And somebody said Battlestar Galactica. Okay, thank you. My brain, I never in a million years would have came up with that. So I didn't watch all of Battlestar Galactica. I watched a lot of it, most of it. My dad was a huge Battlestar Galactica fan growing up, but because I haven't watched all of it, I would have to put that last. I haven't seen every episode. So it's basically, I haven't seen Fringe. Basically between Lost and Dark. And if I have to choose one, as big of a pop culture impact as Lost had, and as amazing as I'm sure the experience was watching it week to week, I think Dark is one of the best TV shows of all time. If you haven't seen Dark, very compact, 3 seasons on Netflix, intricate, just beautifully woven together, monumental television that people talk about for sure. But I always encounter people that haven't seen Dark. And I'm like, guys, you got to watch Dark. You got to watch Dark on Netflix. It's must-watch television. Lost is amazing. I would put it second. And then Battlestar Galactica. Fun show. Really enjoyed it. Haven't seen the whole thing, so I can't fully rank it. Fringe. I need to see Fringe. I've heard nothing but good things about it. My mom loved Fringe. Don't know how that helps, but I haven't seen it. It's hard to see all the classic television shows. I'll tell you that much, especially since I didn't really get into TV until about 5 or 6 years ago. Really, when I started the YouTube channel, I wasn't fully into TV. I'd just seen some of the bigger shows, but big blind spots in my TV watching life. Big blind spots, man. Oh my gosh. I just watched Sopranos a couple of years ago for the first time. A couple of years ago. I have to keep getting to some of these big ones. All right, guys. Hey, I know I told you. Eli says, are you going to do a Wes Anderson vid when his new film hits Netflix? Yes, that's the plan. I was going to do one with the most recent film. I said, he's got another one coming out this year. I think we can wait. At least a top 5. At least a top 5. And Mike, you bring a good point. Lost was a formulaic mess. I don't think it was a mess until the final few seasons. The thing about Dark is all the way through, it was amazing. It's hard to comprehend, but it was amazing. Lost did fall off, and I think that's what keeps it from being, for me, one of my all-time great shows. It's a great show. There are seasons of, this is maybe a perfect season of television. Unfortunately, it did kind of fall off at the end, and that stinks. And I hate when TV shows do that. I'm thinking about watching Outer Banks. Would you say it's a good show? I haven't seen every episode, but I've watched most of them. I would say you have to know what you're in for. It's a little over the top. It's a little cheesy. It's definitely like a teen. Got some romance in there, but it's an interesting story, especially season 1. Season 1 was really interesting for me. Season 2 gets a little silly. Some good things in there. What I've seen of season 3, did I watch all of season 3? Maybe I did watch all of season 3. It was okay. It was okay. I believe the show has taken a little bit of a dip in quality, but if you like this genre, I think you're going to enjoy it, and there's some really good characters in there. So yeah, I'd say give it a shot. I watched Lost, far removed from the zeitgeist of it all, and really loved it all the way through, even the ending. Wow, okay. Yeah, see, I don't love the ending of Lost, but it's been so long since I've seen the ending. Maybe going back and revisiting something like that would be amazing. Did you see the Steph Curry documentary? I did not see the Steph Curry doc, but I did watch the Johnny Manziel documentary, and that was just an hour long. Really good. I should have reviewed it. All right, guys. Got to go take care of the baby. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being amazing. Thanks for spending time with me. It means so much. It really does. We'll be back next week with another live stream. But this week, got some cool things in the pipeline. Gran Turismo, a review on that. Blue Beetle, a review on that. And Strays, the dog-talking, barking, raunchy comedy movie. Don't know what that's going to be. Who knows? I want to say thank you guys for joining, being amazing, dropping the likes. What do we end at? 95? Okay. We're close. We're not quite there, but we're close. And that's okay. We kind of made it. We sort of made it. That's all that matters. I need to clean my glasses. They're smudgy. They're dirty. And I need to put the books back on the bookshelf. I removed Dune. We all saw what happened. We're back to 69 viewers. Thank you so much. Perfect number. Great way to end it. Thank you guys for being awesome. Going to go ahead and end the stream just because I got to get up to my little baby girl. Let's see the picture. Hang on. There she is. There she is in her smiling face. She said, Dad, I'm hungry. And I said, honey, I'm going to give you all the formula you've ever wanted. It all tastes the same. So get used to it, kid. All right. Thank you guys for watching. You're amazing. You're awesome. And come back for another video tomorrow and some really cool videos. Like I said, original videos that I'm working on, but also the reviews, man. You can't go wrong with the reviews. Blue Beetle. That should be good, right? I hope so. Sorry. Right. I do a mocky mock. Couldn't do it.